Welcome to this Pixotope tutorial. In this video, we'll cover how to use the Pixotope video keyer. The video keyer can be found as part of the director located under the production view. To start off, we'll need to sample some of the colours from the background we would like to separate from the talent. We can do so by clicking the Initialize Key button. This will grab a single frame from the incoming video, which we'll then be able to sample colours from. Let's start by selecting some of the flat green colours in our video. I'm purposely going to avoid selecting any of the darker shades of green, as I would like to maintain some of the contact shadows our talent is casting on the floor. This will be useful in order to properly ground our talent within the virtual set. In addition to the background samples, we also have the option to sample colours from the foreground, which help us maintain the foreground elements. This is useful if you're working with any problematic colours that are close to the selected background colours such as cyan or yellow. Once we're happy with our selection, we can click the Update Key button to start using the colour samples that we've made. In order to inspect the alpha of the key, we can enable the Send Key to Output option. This will give us a better idea of the quality of the key. If the result is satisfactory, we can close the Initialize Key window. From here, we can further refine the key using the different sliders. The Adjust Foreground and Adjust Background sliders will increase the range of the foreground and background respectively. Adjusting the background is helpful for cleaning up areas still visible in the background left over from the initial key, whereas adjusting the foreground is useful for filling in any transparent areas on our talent. Please note that reducing the distance between the foreground and background sliders will result in the key losing detail as the edges get harder, and so it is good practice to adjust these sliders as little as possible. The Add Luma Key slider adds to the key based on the brightness value of the pixel. With a well-lit green screen, this can be a powerful tool for filling in transparent areas of the foreground as well as introducing more detail in the softer areas of the key. Adjusting the gamma of the mask can be useful for cleaning up the background as well as reintroducing more detail into the key. Whereas adjusting the gain can be used to make the foreground more opaque. The Details Enhancement slider is used to adjust the amount of detail included in the softer areas of the key. Increasing this will introduce more finer details into the key, such as hair strands. Under Fill Adjustments, the Edge Correction tool is used to replace edge artifacts such as lighter or darker outlines around the talent with other colours from the foreground. The slider can be used to tweak the intensity of this effect. By default, this value will be set to 2, which works well in most cases. Under the Despill section, we can find a few different options for tweaking the removal of background colours that have spilled into the foreground. If we've lost some colour information in the foreground image due to the despilling process, we can bring those colours back by tweaking the Despill Cutoff and Despill Hue sliders. The Despill Cutoff slider affects the range of colours that are despilled, whereas the Despill Hue slider lets us hue shift the despilled areas back to their original colour. The Respill options can be used as a creative tool for better integrating the talent into the virtual environment. The Respill Edges slider is used to blend the softer areas of the key, such as edges, with the virtual environment in the background. Respill Core, on the other hand, is used to replace the despilled areas of the opaque parts of the key with the selected respill colour. The Shadow sliders allow us to control the intensity of the darker areas of the key, useful when compositing shadows cast onto the green screen into the virtual set. The Shadow slider allows us to control the amount of respill we add back into the darker areas of the key. Adjusting this is useful for separating the shadows from the respilling process, resulting in more prominent shadows. We can then use the shadow darkening slider to further adjust the luminosity of these shadows. Lastly, on the right hand side of the director, we'll find a shelf we can open, giving us access to the preset settings. Here we can save and name as many presets as we need, allowing us to at any time recall previous Kia settings. Alternatively, we can also access the Quick Presets menu by clicking the camera icon right underneath. Storing and recalling presets can be useful in cases where you have different talents with different clothing walking on stage, or if you're going through different lighting scenarios during your production. You can find more information on the Video Kia in the Pixotope Help Center, link in the description.